Hi everyone, welcome to today's workshop on carnival mask making with myself, Alfred, also known as Fredo. So today we are going to be creating these bad boys. These are our carnival inspired masks. So this can be anything you want. You can go as creative as you want. You can even create something that inspires you. Go wild with it. But before we get to that, we're going to go through the different tools and materials that we're going to need for this workshop. So check these out. So here are some tools and materials that I'll be using today to construct my mask. It's important to understand that you do not have to stick to everything you see on my table. You can use absolutely anything you have laying around at home, or you can visit your nearest haberdashery, craft store or Poundland and purchase some materials that you can use to apply to your mask. So firstly, we have PVA glue, we have orange paint, we have a pair of scissors, which should only be used if accompanied by an adult, a glue stick for the PVA glue, a paintbrush for the paint, a black felt tip, some string, some glitter, some foil cutouts, some diamante rhinestones, and some feathers. So this is everything we'll be using today to construct my mask. Let's get into the mask making. Okay, so we're going to start with our base, which is a plain mask, as you can see here, which you can pick up from you can either create yourself via cutting out like these ones, or you can buy them already made. Again, you can pop by your nearest pound store or craft shop to pick up one of these. So let's get started. So first of all, you can be as creative as you want. You can do anything you want. It can be theme based, or you can just freestyle. So today I'm going to start off freestyling, but then gradually go into something a bit more structural. So as we've got some orange paint here, I'm just going to just start and lightly just brush that all over my mask. You may, depending on the type of paint you have, you may need to do 2 coats, depending on how thick or solid or dark you want the paint to dry. So just make sure you apply enough coverage everywhere. Let's do that. Make sure you get all the bits that you want to cover. Again, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can be as creative as you want. You can leave your mask white if you want, or whatever color your mask may be. I'm choosing to color it all in. And then once that is done, then you're going to leave it, depending on the paint that you do have as well, for probably 15 to 30 minutes, just to make sure that the paint does dry. Leave it in a well ventilated area so that the paint does dry quicker. Just ensure you don't have it in a hot room or anything. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wait for this to dry, then I'm gonna apply a second coat, and then just to make it look a bit more solid and full, and then we're gonna return with the dry mask. Okay, and we are back. Now that my mask has dried, a little technique I used a blow dryer on cool air to quickly help dry the paint, so then I can reapply another layer of paint, so then it saves waiting for the whole day for the paint to dry. Well, not the whole day, but whichever duration it takes for the paint to dry. So fancy tip, use a blow dryer or a cool fan just to blow it so it fastens the drying period. So yeah, so now I've got my orange base, and whilst my mask was drying, I've kind of thought about it, and I thought, okay, what can I do from here? And animals came to mind, so I thought of a tiger. Let me do a tiger and make it a bit carnival-y as well, and that's where I'll show you about that afterward. But let's start by creating our stripes, marking out our stripes. Remember, you don't have to do this. You can do anything you want. You can do a mask based on something that inspires you or something that you love to see on TV. It doesn't have to be the same as what I'm doing. So just bear that in mind when you're creating your masks. You can go as creative as you want. Oops. So yeah, just mark out your lines. Even if you're not doing a tiger, or you want to do a Spider-Man or a superhero or a different animal with like different prints, this same technique will be very useful as well. So just mark out your lines first with a pen. And then okay, once this is done, I would recommend having some black paint, but because I don't have any black paint, what I'm going to do is just use a marker to outline this and color it in to the best of my ability. So black paint will be better, preferred, but I don't have that with me at the moment, I'm afraid. Again, remember what I said, use what is available to you. You don't have to go out and buy stuff. So I am choosing to use a black marker instead. And I'm just gonna color in all of this on my stripes, and then I'm gonna get back to you guys with the next step. Okay guys, I finished coloring in my stripes, and as you can see, it's looking more tiger-like now. But I also thought, what can I do to help bring out my stripes a bit more? So I thought, with the use of PVA glue and some glitter, I'm just gonna outline the edges and then apply some glitter to it as well and see what happens next. I mean, it could go right or it could go wrong, but let's just see what happens next. Okay, so we're going to apply the glue very carefully, as carefully as you can, to the edges of my stripes, trying to make sure there's a good amount of glue on there as well. I'm only going to do half of the face so you can see what I mean, and then I'm going to go off and do the other half, and then come back to you guys, just so we don't use a lot of time. So just make sure you're careful as well, when you don't want to mess up your mask as well. You don't want to make no errors. If you do make an error, then children, speak to mummy or daddy or any adult that is with you, and have them help you just rectify and clean up any mistakes. Parents, adults, watch the children as they make their masks, guide them, support them. Any advice you can give them as well, feel free to chime in. Also, one thing to also remember is, although we're doing this for children and young people out there, adults yourself, like if you're a creative, feel free to grab a mask and make one alongside like your children or your nieces or whichever child that you're with at the moment. Even if you're not with a child, you can be at home on your own or with a few of your friends. Feel free to get a mask and explore your creative side. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I'm almost halfway now. I want to be as careful as possible when applying the glitter as well, because I don't want the glitter to go everywhere. So okay, we're gonna get the glitter now, and I'm just going to sprinkle a bit on the edge. Sprinkle a bit, let it catch on. Okay, we're gonna have this glitter all over my mats now. But I'll clean that up before we move on to the next step, possibly. So carefully just apply your glitter. I mean, if you want to go crazy, then you could, but that just means a lot more cleaning for mummy, daddy, or whoever is responsible for you. Or if you're an adult or a older young person, that just means you have to do a bit more cleaning. So almost half the way. I can't wait to dust the excess. I can't wait to dust the excess glitter off. Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop. And we're just gonna lift up our mask, tap it a bit, and you can kind of see where we were going with this as well. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna finish the other side, I'm gonna brush the excess off, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, welcome back. I've done the other side, and as you guys can see, you can see little glitter outlines that I put on the stripe just to make the mask pop a bit more. You can leave it at this stage if you want to, or again, like I said, you can go as creative, get as creative as you want. Do what you want. Creativity has no limit. So for me, I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm now going to move on to the next stage. I've left this bit on the forehead of the mask blank because I think I wanted to implement some kind of carnivalist feel to it. So it is what I'm going to go ahead with. So we're going to use these feathers and glue them to the top. Ooh, I could stick to using like white and orange feathers. However, with Carnival, it's a array of colors. So I'm going to use all these colors here. So let's start by applying some glue. Remember, you don't have to go really crazy with this as well, okay? You can apply some glue just here. And then we're gonna stick. We're gonna get the next feather. I'm actually going to apply some glue to the back of it, not too much, because you want it to dry quick as well. You don't want it to be too wet as well. So there we go. And I'm just going to use one more white. Add some glue to the back of this. And carefully place it on. Remember, do not use too much glue because it will take it longer for it to dry and you won't be able to move on to the next step. What I'm actually going to do, I think I'm gonna add in some more feathers as well. Just another 2 in between to make them 5 white feathers. Yeah, just carefully apply your glue, ensuring that you don't use too much, because you don't want your work to be wet and spudgy. You want it to be able to dry within a good amount of time, and it also helps in case you want to move on to a different stage. Okay, There we go. How's that looking so far, guys? Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Like I said, remember what I said? Creativity has no limit. So feel free to apply as many stuff to your mask as you want, or if you want it to be a bit more structural, you can also stick to a specific design. Or if you just want to go crazy and wild, you can do that as well. So I'm going to implement some blue. I'm going to put 2 blue feathers in there. Again, carefully apply your glue. And then carefully place it down. Excellent. And then, this is where the carnival aspect comes to it. Like I said, carnival is about using a lot of colors, so don't limit yourself. I'm going to apply all these colorful feathers, like I said, to the mask. Again, you don't have to go this wild. It's totally up to you. I'm choosing to go this wild because I'm turning my tiger themed mask into a carnival tiger themed mask. So when carnival does come around, you can literally take your ready-made carnival mask, go on the road, jump up and dance to some really cool music with your friends and family. And in case you don't know, in case you want to take part, there are a number of bands and floats out there that you can get involved in as well. So once you finish making your mask, that's not going to be the end. The next step will be to wait for it to dry. Once it's dry, you're going to put it on and you're going to parade all around your house. If you can be accompanied by an adult, you can feel free to go out on your balcony or downstairs of your house or just outside your door and just have fun, dance to some music, wave at people. That's what carnival is about as well, having fun. Jumping up, having fun with your friends, your family, and even strangers that are willing to have fun with you. So now that I've applied my feathers, we're gonna wait for that to dry for a bit, and then we are going to move to this next step, which is to throw in some glue, some gems and rhinestones to it. Oh, we also have some of this string as well. I don't know where I would kind of use this, but yeah, I think I'll leave this one out for now. But again, as I go on, you never know, I may apply it to it. So I really do like this. So I'm thinking of having it like placed here. So we're just gonna cut this one in half and place it. Okay, with these, I would normally use a glue gun. Parents and adults, you can buy child-friendly glue guns out there. They're these small glue guns. They do plug in, they do heat up, but they're not hot, so they won't burn your children. But again, I would still, even if you go for that option, I would still recommend it. I would still recommend assisting your child or the child that you are responsible for. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a bit of glue, smudgy glue, and then once you've applied that, I'm just gonna get this and plant it right there. How's it looking so far, guys? Hope you guys are liking this. So we're gonna play around with a bit more material. How would this look? Okay, maybe not as much, so I'm gonna break this up. I'm going to stick this big stone down first, just there. So you get some glue, don't go too heavy, and then carefully place it down. Oops, what's going on here? Yeah, carefully place it down, and then I'm going to apply some more glue. Sorry, the glue came out of frame. And then place it down. And actually, any excess glue that you have, carefully just get rid of it, or try and disguise it as carefully as possible. Okay, so that's where I'm at so far. I'm liking the feel of this. Oh, I know what we can do with this. Yeah. So I'm just gonna measure it out. To about here. And I'm going to get some glue and just put it under the eyelids of my mask. Okay, and then the other side as well. Excellent. And then we're going to place this down. So you see in the beginning we started off with a tiger, and then it's slowly now turning into a carnival tiger. So this tiger will be ready to hit the roads, dance to some music, and have fun, just like you're going to. I'm loving this so far. Tell me, how's your mask going so far? Are you struggling? If you're struggling, make sure you ask for help. If you don't need no help, let's keep going. And let's create some fantastic work. Ooh, I wonder if I can put this. No, I'm not gonna put that there. What else? So I'm pretty much finished. It's just tweaking and seeing what else can be applied on. So I'm going to apply a bit of this to this. And put that in the center. And then I'm going to use some of these got a green and silver one. I think I'm just going to use the silver one and the green one. Actually, we're going to use both of them. They look so cool, right? Again, stuff like this you can pick up from your nearest craft shop. Some haberdasheries do these as well, and also at your local pound stores. Yeah, so I think I'm happy with that. Like I said, you guys can keep going if you would like to. You can go as creative as you want. You guys know the basics, so let's run through that again. So you start up with a basic mask, plain mask. So you can color it in, you can paint it. I decided to paint my one. You can use felt tip markers to do some designs or patterns on your mask. If not with a marker, you can also use a different paint colors and a paintbrush to do some fancy designs. And you can also apply things like feathers and gems and foil shapes to it as well, just to make it stand out, look different, look creative, look wild. And that's all. So I'm gonna let this dry, and once this dry, we'll bring it back to you myself on the camera. Alright guys, that's the end of our workshop today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before you go, let me show you the final product, our tiger themed carnival mask. I'm really impressed with it, and I hope you guys are as well. Also, I hope you guys are impressed with the work that you guys have been doing at home as well. If you want, feel free to take pictures and upload it and at us on Instagram at UKON, and let us see what you guys have been doing at home. Have a good day guys, bye!